So I'm going through old letters back in the day when I was in high school, back in the day. I found one, actually, it was a story that I wrote from September the 28th, 1995. It was a project that we had to create in an English class. So I created something called Life Lost Friend. Janice, oh Janice, it's time to go to school. Come on, hurry, Robbie said. Okay, I'm on my way, Janice replied. Janice had a low self-esteem about herself. She thinks everyone hates her and that she's ugly and fat. Robbie, her friend, thinks she is a sweetheart and a special person to him. Janice and Robbie were on their way to school, and they saw their friend Desiree at the doors waiting for them. You guys take forever to get to school, Desiree said. Robbie and I stopped for a bite to eat, Janice replied, with a smile on her face. Janice, Desiree, and Robbie went into school and went to their first class. Desiree was in parenting. Janice and Robbie were in drama class. Janice told Robbie that she couldn't act because of her looks, and that she was no good at memorizing words. Robbie told Janice that she could act better than anyone he knows. There was this girl in the class. She was very pretty. She had all the boys around her. Her name was Amanda. Well, Janice, I don't think you're going to do a great job because you need to lose weight. You better try harder if you want to look like me. Oh, by the way, even if you lost weight, no guys would go out with you because you're ugly, Amanda said to Janice. Amanda started to laugh. Janice had this look in her eyes ready to kill her. Don't let her bug you like that, Janice. She's not worth it, Robbie said. It was the end of the school, and Robbie went home after he walked Janice home. Janice got in the house and slammed the door full of rage. The house was quiet. No one was there. Janice sat down, turned on the television. There was Cindy Crawford on TV talking about how you can lose weight in a flash. Janice paid close attention to what Cindy had to say. There was a long-distance phone number and the number on the TV. If you wanted to order the product, Janice picked up the phone and called. Janice ordered the product. A couple of days later, Janice went to the mail. She got her product. Janice was so happy that she called Desiree and Robbie to go over to her house. Robbie and Desiree were gone. They had just left to go to Florida for a couple of months because they had to work. They had a work placement at Disney World. Janice called and called, but no one answered. A couple of months later, Janice lost 95 pounds, but she lost all that because she never ate for 3 whole months. She was eating little foods here and there. Robbie and Desiree came back from their trip. Janice was at home feeling sick. She went to the bathroom and stuck her fingers down her throat and vomited. What the hell is wrong with me? Every time I eat, I vomit it all up again, Janice said sickly. The phone rang. Janice was too weak to get the phone. Janice fell down lifeless. She couldn't hardly breathe. I'm going over to Janice to see what's wrong, because she's not picking up the phone. She called Desiree a few minutes ago, Robbie said to his parents. Robbie went to Janice's and he knocked on the door. The door was open. Robbie called Janice's name, then went into the other room, and he found Janice's body on the floor. Robbie called the police. The ambulance were there in a flash. Janice was rushed to the hospital. They tried to get her heart pumped again, but it was too late. Janice choked on her own vomit and died at the hospital. A couple of days later, Robbie and Desiree and other relatives went to her funeral. Robbie wrote a letter and put it in the coffin. The letter said, Dear Janice, the best friend a friend could have. She always tried to find a way to be like other girls, but she didn't succeed. That does not make sense at all. But in the end, her heart, she was beautiful to me. May you rest in peace. Lots of love, Robbie. XXOO. I got 85% on this project. The teacher tells me, well done, Robbie. Your story is good length. You followed the instructions you were given. I think that's all she would probably say because the story didn't make sense. The part that I find funny about this is the part where I wrote, she always tried to find a way, but she didn't succeed. That doesn't make sense. And then the part that me and Desiree go to Florida for a Disney trip placement, that doesn't make sense either. But it's funny to read back on these things. But apparently I got 85% and there's some corrections here. It's the mind when you think around that age is so different. I would probably not write like this now, but that is one of the stories called Life Lost Friend. Enjoyed.